some reason my wireless mouse keeps on wanting to skip. I need to set aside some time to actually redo my XSplit settings here, so if it's a little bit on the weird side, that's what's up. Live on YouTube, live on Twitch, and I'm live on Facebook. I haven't picked which character I'm going to do yet. I'm not actually sure. May well be Zentradi. I haven't actually gotten that far. Why? Because we're busy! Hello, everyone. Welcome to the weekly Wednesday lunchtime live stream here on twitch.tv/DDO stream, youtube.com/Dungeons&Dragons/live, and facebook.com/DDO Unlimited. I'm DDO's Community Manager Cordovan. Hello! Welcome to your Wednesday, the 27th of November, the day before Thanksgiving, 2 days before the darkest of all Fridays. And we're busy here in the office, besides us being a US-based company and therefore generally not being at work tomorrow or Friday, except for me. This is the big time of the year for a lot of Black Friday sales, things like that. Yeah, we're doing them. I'll actually talk a little bit I think I'll drop a couple of knowledge bombs prior to formally going live with them this afternoon. Work is currently underway by, say, SSG, Red Panda, and Tolero, and other people to actually get all the Black Friday kind of assets launched and levers flipped in the stores and all that kind of thing. So that work is currently underway right now. The Black Friday sale will be formally kicked off this afternoon. Mid-afternoon Eastern time, I'd say. Maybe even a little bit before that. It might actually be pretty similar to after I get done with the live stream here and hit publish on a few pages. But nonetheless, that's what's happening today. So we're going to be having a whole bunch of big sales kicking off this afternoon, running through next Monday, through what's called Cyber Monday. And that'll be that. So that's the big thing taking our work today. Otherwise, on my end here, we just published the Hardcore Season 1 leaderboards. I have committed to doing the big ol' list in the Chronicle, which is kind of a lie, although I'll tell you about that here in just a second. And we're getting all of our sales and social media ready for the weekend. We have a patch actually set for next week, and good point. Let me actually call up a thing, see if I can find any release notes on that. I'd say there's a fairly good chance of it. And otherwise, I'm just going to be bumming around on Argo, because we're at the top of the list here. I will also be able to answer, hopefully, a bunch of your questions. There we go. And the weekend bonus. The weekend bonus is... For some reason, like I say, my mouse is just skipping all over the screen here today. Should be a pretty fun time on the live stream. All right, let me before I do that though, let me call up the Sorrows. When is Alchemist coming out? That'll be next year, probably first major patch of the year, I would think. Probably, update, what number are we at? Update 45 is the answer to that one. Okay. Double Mysterious Remnants is the bonus. That may even actually be live now. I don't know. That's twice the chance for Mysterious Remnants to appear when defeating a champion. That technically is on our calendar as kicking off tomorrow, but I'm pretty sure QA has either done that already or will be doing that shortly. And that runs through Sunday, December 1st. Technical issues streaming from the office have been solved. Kind of. Well, so there was a hardware issue. I'm actually using a new build computer, office build computer, because the old one frankly died. But I've got a few other kind of issues on this computer I need to sort through that I just have not had time to do. That's why the presentation on XSplit here is pretty rudimentary at the moment. Hello, Mustachio. Yeah, so that is the other big piece of news that I guess I could mention here is Extra Life is basically done, and Movember is well underway. On top of that, I am going to be doing a special live stream on Black Friday in the afternoon right here on twitch.tv/DDO stream. That'll be attempting to raise a little bit of money for Movember. Mobro.co/Jerry Snook if you want to find my page and donate. This raises money for men's health issues like testicular cancer research and support, prostate cancer research and support, and then in recent years, and of particular interest to me, is suicide prevention, mental health issues, and things like that. So they do a lot of good work on that regard. And so on Friday, I'm going to be basically, because I don't have too much going on this Friday, most of my family is quite a long ways away, and my son's going to be spending Thanksgiving with on his mother's side this holiday, so kind of just don't have a whole lot going on this Thanksgiving. So on Friday, I'm going to be doing a Movember live stream, and I'm going to start it off on the Lochro side at noon, go for about 3 hours or so there, take a little break, stream on the DDO side for about 3 hours, take a little break, and then stream for a couple hours on my own personal channel in the evening here. So let's set the formal date for 4 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday. Hey, you're just hanging out with family and friends. They might be boring you to death. Let me bore you to death on Friday from 4 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time right here on twitch.tv/DDO stream for our Movember live stream. Dunno what I'm going to be doing. Probably playing the game as per regular. And I we'll talk about Movember and mental health and things like that. I've often considered maybe getting a little personal on this stuff about why it matters to me, and maybe I'll do that on Friday. We'll see how it goes. So. Yeah. Yeah, all right, let me get over to Facebook. I'm not seeing the comments. Their next Mimic event, I don't have anything to watch or to announce. They're painful to watch. Yeah, sorry. What can I say? Any physical DDO swag, t-shirts, coffee mugs? No. So t-shirts and coffee mugs are not something we currently... Oops. I took too long. Not something we have the ability to do. So this is kind of long-standing knowledge, but new to people who haven't heard it before, which is that we have, IP rights to Dungeons & Dragons online and things like that, but we do not have formal merchandising rights. And that is a fairly significant grant that's done by Wizards of the Coast for various, commercial entities like, Gale Force 9 and other D&D swag people, and we do not have merchandising rights. So all the t-shirts and mugs and things that you see that are DDO related came up for generally all that stuff generally is for conventions. And I'll just bum around Keep for a bit today. Can I tell you if Sharn will be on sale for Black Friday sales so I know how to budget? What do you think about that? So, yes, I can tell you that Sharn is not on Black Friday, the sales list. Let me actually... Well, actually, it looks like I got some people wanting to join me, so let me just go ahead and invite peeps. Figure out what I... Why is that not working? Okay, there we go. Oh my gosh, this character is such in a disaster state, but whatever, I don't care. I don't care. Yeah. So there will not be a reprint of the presidential campaign posters for LOLth 2020. That too was not formally merchandised. That was just, I believe, our head of marketing at the time had the idea for it as he was headed to bed one night, and then was just like, you know what, this is too good an idea, I'm just going to get up and do all this work. And so actually printed it off and made that stuff happen there. And that was given for PAX? Gen Con? Alright, so all of the deals are going to be kicking off this afternoon, so if you hear my voice at 12:13 p.m. on 11/27/2019, I cannot actually guarantee that this stuff's going to be live yet. But this is our general Black Friday plan here for Dungeons & Dragons Online. We're going to be kicking off a double bonus points plus. And this is going to be available through Monday, December 2nd. There will be a special bonus item for every points bundle you purchase in the DDO store. That includes, like, Elixirs of Discovery is the one on that, in addition to our double bonus points bundles. We're going to have 50% off select items in the DDO market, and I believe that that's everything except for Sharn, or pretty darn close to it. Some DDO store discounts, including 75% off Blade Forged, half off +7 ability tomes, 35% off Racial Action Point tome +1s. We'll get to a brand new item here that I can talk about in a little bit. And then Heroic, Epic, and Improved Epic Autos boxes are available. And all this stuff is going to kick off this afternoon and run through December 2nd. All right, let me see. I think I heard a ping for another person here. I figured I'd just end up in Keep, because why not? Figured I'd just do Keep. Man, this computer is having problems today. What is going on with my computer here? Let me actually drop the graphics briefly. There we go. Alright, so, actually let me get to chat, and then I will drop a knowledge bomb. Let me see. Chat here. Will Sharn be on sale for Christmas? Nothing to announce. I can't pre-announce sales, sorry. A lot of people will be happy about Blade Forge. I think so, too. I think that's one of the hottest deals of the season, as it were. So, yeah. Okay. That's fine, Woody. I'll get you a guest pass. Good thing I had Featherfall, huh? Leap before looking, that's what that is. Alright. This all-new item, yes. The weekly bonus is Double Mysterious Remnants. That kicks off, I think, about now and runs through Sunday, December 1st. That was a question over on YouTube. All right, so the new item that is available is going to be called the Wish of Inheritance. Wish of Inheritance. It is a new item being introduced to the DDO store. This item allows a one-time use of changing the binding state of an item from bound to character to bound to account. Then, when equipped, it reverts back to bind to character. So once equipped, the item will be bound to character again. What it lets you do is take an item that is bound to character, temporarily flag it to bound to account, transfer it to another character, and then when that character equips the item, it is once again bound on equip. This is called the Wish of Inheritance. Kind of one of those long-term kind of things like cloaks and mounts and what have you that we're getting to here. So this is making its debut today, and we'll kind of have to see how it all goes beyond that. But making its way today, the Wish of Inheritance. Okay, this second here. Let me see. I need to try to plug in a mouse here. This is just not working. Where's my mouse? Oh, that's wireless. Wireless. Wired. Alright, let me plug in a wired mouse here. Something's up with my wireless one. Can't move. Let's hope that works. Yay! Alright, cool. That's true. That particular character, Warduke, was indeed in Quest for the Heartstone with characters like Strongheart and Kellic. That was a bit of a cross-promotional thing, although most of us Gen Xers know him from the D&D cartoon more formally. But yeah, they actually predate that.
The keep on the borderlands was built to protect this.
If I assume Wood H, you may be talking about Lotro stream on Friday, which I normally do. That will be actually happening. I'm going to be doing a special Movember live stream on Friday, kicking off at noon Eastern over on the Lotro stream side, resuming at 4 p.m. Eastern on the DDO side for a DDO stream here, and then concluding at around 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock on my personal channel, which honestly no one really wants to watch my personal channel. But if you want to watch my personal channel, that I don't do a lot of streaming on there, but I have periodically over the last couple of years, and that's over on Mockduck, which is kind of my old player name prior to being the official person that I am. So from 8 to 10, I'm going to do retro in particular. I don't ever do DDO or Lotro streaming on my personal channel just because I don't want to... I never want anyone who actually cares about my work life to feel in any way, shape, or form obligated to check out my personal channel stream, which is absolutely amateur by design. So there you go. So that's going to be happening on Friday. I figured Black Friday should be kind of a fun time to actually just sort of hang out with people and do this Movember live stream and see where we end up from there. But should be good. Should be good. So. It's not bad. Amateur by design is not bad. You're right. That is a good name.
Was built to protect this
Uh-oh.
valley.
Is that me?
Constant monster attacks have driven the valley's residents to take refuge behind the keep's walls.
Who's over level here? Weird. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I didn't think it was that restrictive. I thought you could get in on, like, 6, but... Yeah. I'm on Arganessen. The answer on the Wish of Inheritance is you can check the price in the store there, but it is priced as a premium item. Absolutely. In particular, if you want to check out my personal channel, yesterday I hooked up my TI-99 4A with speech module synthesis, booted up Terminal Emulator 2, and brushed up ever so slightly on my TI-99 4A coding skills, which is basically a very small amount of basic equivalency, so that I can play around with the ridiculous speech synthesizer on the air. And so if you're into like really old TI-99 stuff, you might want to check it out. Additionally, I'm going to be playing in television because I didn't get to that last time, and someone had wanted me to play Advanced Dungeons and Dragons on the Intellivision, which I will be doing as well. I kind of figured I'd probably break out the Atari or... Oh, actually, no. You know what? I might not even do Atari. I think, provided it works out okay, I'm actually going to go into one of my closets, bring out a VCR, get the cables for it, hook the VCR to my CRT television, and then hook up my Worlds of Wonder Action Max to the VCR. Now, how many of you even know what an Action Max is? I bet there's a whole generation of gamers who are like, the what? The Worlds of Wonder Action Max. Yeah, that's fine on the Cleric. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Kevin, I actually have Hunt the Wumpus, too. So the Worlds of Wonder Action Max, for those who really don't know, Worlds of Wonder used to be a really big toy company in the 80s. They were most famous for Teddy Ruxpin, which was kind of an animatronic teddy bear type thing. And then they also debuted a small little thing called Laser Tag, which also was bought by a couple of people. But they fell on some kind of hard times. And by I believe it was the end of the 80s, maybe early 90s, they went completely out of business and kind of disappeared off the cultural landscape. But for a while there in the 80s, Worlds of Wonder was a pretty darn big deal because of laser tag, Teddy Ruxpin, and what have you. Also, a little interesting note for gamers, they were the very first distributor of the Nintendo Entertainment System in the United States. Because remember when the NES first came out, everyone thought that video games were, quote, dead in terms of retail work. So what ended up happening is they couldn't really find anyone to distribute the NES until they entered into a contract with Worlds of Wonder. They went and released the NES, made a pile of money, and then Nintendo ended up setting up their own distribution with Nintendo America a short time later. But for a while, the Nintendo Entertainment System was released by these people. When that fell through, the company was like, well, what can we do for a console? And so they came up with this idea to basically use some of their old laser tag tech combined with VHS tapes, which were inexpensive at that point to make, quote, game cartridges on. And they pre-recorded video that has like this weird flashy stuff on it. And so you aim a light gun at your CRT television, and then you try to shoot planes and stuff on the screen. And if it registers as a hit, the Action Max actually increments like a kind of a points-based high score. And then at the end of the VHS tape, you will get a total high score for whatever it is game you're playing. They tended to be real simple stuff, because, I mean, ultimately we're just talking about a rudimentary light gun game system here. But no big surprise, the Action Max was not a success. Although it did have one enduring legacy. And that enduring legacy is a small little thing that was basically used. They took all the Action Max assets, tech, and all that sort of thing, and they made a little toy in the early 90s, known by the 90s kids as Captain Power. So if you ever wonder how Captain Power came about, it actually dates back to the Worlds of Wonder Action Max. So Jared asked if we could basically get the new style rest shrines from Keep in the Eberron shrines. And the answer to that is no. It's an actual licensing thing that our shrines are different. It's the reason why you notice, shrines in Forgotten Realms look different, and same with Keep. Technically, Keep on the Borderlands is not taking place in Eberron. And as such, they have different shrines. So, all right. Well, we cleared out this, so let's go back and do the thing. I'm assuming we don't have a whole bunch of. Oh, we do. Oh no, we don't. No one's got this sitting around. Okay. Anyway, I'm a nerd like that. In my regular life, I do a ton of retro type stuff, and so that's what's going on there. But if you're into that might be a song to check out. Anyway, it's pretty funny. I couldn't believe it when I do a lot of Atari hunting, and when I was stumbled across it in north central Pennsylvania. I stumbled across an World of Wonder Action Max for $20 along with 3 VHS tapes. So I was like, oh, hell yeah. Oh, sorry, I can't say that anymore. Gosh, that sounds cool. Yeah, I am going to live stream this Action Max thing, and that's going to be on Friday from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern on my personal channel. But that's after I do noon to 3 on the Lotro side and 4 to 7 on the DDO side. Okay, I think we went the wrong way here. I gotta go back. Sure, Growler. If I can answer it, I will. Dungeon Master 2020 over on YouTube. I have an Atari Jaguar, but I did not grab one back in the day from KB Toys. There was actually a Lotro streamer. Grew up with a Jaguar, wanted to get rid of it, and then heard that I was a retro games nerd and actually sent it to me, which was extremely kind of them. So that's how I do have a Jaguar, but I don't actually have one from owning one or buying one back in the day.
The fleeing priest's voice turns into a scream, and is then cut short.
What is the reasoning that they changed the subname of the cultists in the quest from Asked Too Many Questions to Axe Cultists? I don't know. I actually have no idea on that one. I'm sorry. I have no clue why that got changed. I hadn't noticed that, to be honest. So I don't know. I don't know. No idea. Yeah, I'm not seeing it though. Okay. So, kick someone. Funny you mentioned the TI-99 4A tape drive. There was a time for this week's thing where I was going to play. I found while I was at that same place where I picked up the Action Max, I found a couple of TI-99 4A command modules. And one of them was a little thing called Adventure, which is actually the old PC game, Crystal Caves, I think it is. No, Colossal Caves. Colossal Caves, that's what it is. The old PC game from the 70s, Colossal Caves. And so it's an old text adventure. And I was kind of excited about it, except I then realized that the command module simply provided the infrastructure for the tapes that you would then purchase. So even though I was like, oh, dude, I get Colossal Cave Adventure, I don't. I only get the command module to run it, and the actual thing itself was on cassette tape. Yes, kids, back in the day, you used to put a cassette into a tape deck, hit play the program into your computer, and then actually run the program after it's loaded, which could take, I mean, heck, it could take 20 minutes or more. Oh, nice, Truggy Trug. Cool. Yeah, I'm a bit of a TI-99 collector. Not as much as I am, say, an Atari collector, which is my main one, but I actually grew up with the TI-99 4A, so that's why when I found one, I guess it was, I overpaid a little bit. I think I found a TI-99 4A in a box with the speech synthesizer for $35 at a Salvation Army near my house. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So I went and picked it up there. Do I have...
You don't look stupid enough to be a cultist, she calls out. Tell me what you're doing here, and I won't turn you to stone.
Anyone got a high Diplo or bluff or something like that? I know, right? Yeah. There is an issue, yes, Fowler Report. There is an issue with some races not seeing the death watches you effect. And that is...
Freed of her bonds, the Medusa agrees to help you.
Nice.
Take me to their leader, she says. I think it's time for a small chat.
That's a known issue and one that we will be working to correct in a patch in the near future. Alright, so we talked about Black Friday, talked about Movember, talked about a whole bunch of other good things. One piece that I could mention is that we do have a patch tentatively set for next week. It will be happening next week. Tentatively on Tuesday, although stay tuned for an actual formal downtime for this. And then let me go and call up what I have at this point. One of the things I'm doing today is actually working on release notes. But this will be update 44.1. And the primary purpose of it is to get the festival stuff in. So we've got some new cookies and that like we usually do. And then some bug fixes, including we're fixing the recall issue with Keep on the Borderlands. Fixing where that spider crest is falling so it doesn't kind of get buried in the landscape a little bit. It's a physics issue.
The sneaky gelatinous cube
Um,
falls to pieces. Its ambition to eat you diced short.
A lot of just real minor stuff that's not worth mentioning. Bone Grinder. This is a Ravenloft. Getting hit with a nerf bat a bit. Fewer wolves and earth elementals. Hags have lost Comet Fall and Acid Fog. The chest in the windmill is also an end chest, so you can get 2 if you go for the hard optional in the ground. Oh, the Keep on the Borderlands Kobold Orc and Null Charms of Evil Chaos will no longer drop on player death. What do I got? Bug fix with Amber Temple. The Absent-Minded Lich will once again be helpful toward players. Yeah, really just a couple of real minor things. Nothing really
The
worth
Medusa
mentioning here.
snarls at you. I'll turn this whole valley to stone if I have to. I am its rightful queen. Serve and be spared, weaklings. The Medusa falls. Her plans for the valley, good or ill, die with her. You hear footsteps down below, and a gruff voice calls out. Put them in the manacles, boss. I'll be right over. The large torturer does a double take. Hey, you're not one of us. What the? The torturer falls, his victims avenged. Will their souls find rest?
Oh. Yay. All inventory slots are full. It's because I don't have a collectible bag. Or I do. Ah, nice, nice. Good, good. That'll help. Oh, by the way, I should mention, I think most people have seen this, but if you haven't, are you aware that this week's free coupon is a Call of Destiny elixir of all things? And that expires on Thursday, so you should go and get that thing if you want a free Call of Destiny elixir, which basically lets you earn XP for one Destiny while in another. Seems like a pretty good, it's particularly good free coupon, I think. Oh, never mind. We actually completed. I wasn't even paying attention. We've completed. All right. Kick someone. If you want to donate to Movember, it is mobro.co/Jerry Snook. There is also a full Team Standing Stone Games if you wish to donate to someone else. And similar to Extra Life, when you donate, send me a quick private message on the forums just so I have a way to communicate with you. And then I'll get back to you in December at some point and
blocking the entrance to their
get
camp.
you your codes for things.
Just as you brace
All right, I
yourself for
walked
fight,
into Violent
another gnoll
Delights.
calls out to you in a shrill voice.
You there! If you're looking for a way inside,
Atari 800
I got
XL. I never really got into the
thing.
Atari PC things.
But I might need
that's cool.
something myself.
Yes. Yes, I
Lula
can share
Bloodlane,
this, I think.
daughter of the Gnoll chieftain, has given you a charm of evil chaos to help you infiltrate the camp. She and the Gnoll Outlanders want to leave the Borderlands.
Oh yeah, and Extra Life is extra-life.org/team/SSG if you wish to donate to that. Now I'm technically pretty much done with Extra Life other than getting out all the incentives and what have you. But I'd be happy to take a donation if you want.
Oros Sandcloak lets you in on a secret. Chief Bloodgleam has been lying to the Outlanders about sending their comrades to join the cult.
If you can prove that Outlanders are
Anyone
being
got
killed
bluff?
as sacrifices
If
instead,
so,
it will
Rhea
destroy
Brass
their
Tusk.
loyalty to the chief.
Intimidate on Zark. Diplomacy on Kolva.
You've stumbled across Kolva Pebbleskin's diary. The Outlander writes about losing her lucky rat bone. Finding it might persuade her to join your side.
Nice. All right. There we go. So, Shepard, that keep issue should be hopefully fixed within the next patch, which is set for Tuesday. Now, we haven't actually technically locked down the Festival plan yet because we needed to wait until this patch was out because it's got new Festival stuff in it, you know, the new cookies and what have you. But the plan is basically to kick off coin drops, I'm going to say probably next Thursday. Not tomorrow, Thursday, but you know, the other one.
Inside the sealed chamber. And, the creatures
and then the Jester will arrive the following week. Coins will probably continue through really the first full, well, when everyone gets back from the Christmas break. What is it, December 4th, 5th? So it's January 4th, 5th, 6th, whatever the heck that is. And then the Jester will stick around for another week per usual and go away after that. So although it's not formally scheduled yet, that's the expectation. It's most likely next week the coins will start dropping, and then the week following the Jester will show up.
You spot a gemstone ring among the rubble of bones and blood. Oros said Gravemaw always wore a ring like that before he went to serve the cult. This proof of Gravemaw's death will convince the Outlanders once and for all that they should abandon the cult.
Yeah, I'm doing a search for that last tablet here. Someone sees it, call it out.
You find Rhea Brastuck's diary hidden in the dirt. It seems Rhea admires Kolva Pebbleskin. The Knoll nods in agreement. You've convinced enough Knoll Outlanders to turn against Chief Bloodgleam and her cultists. You've convinced members of the tribe to turn against the Cult of Evil Chaos, and found proof that Chief Bloodgleam has been lying about sending the Outlanders to work with the cultists. This should be more than enough to create an uprising in the Knoll's ranks. Chief Bloodgleam bellows at the crowd.
You would trust this outsider over your own chief? Have you forgotten everything the cult has done for you idiots?
The Outlanders seem
Hey,
to be
Baklagor.
concerned,
Nice to see you here.
but you have something that will convince them. You hold up Gravemaw's bloody ring and reveal that you found it in the
So
chief's
I've been working late,
Jesus
getting Extra Life
Christ,
stuff
join the
done
cult!
for about a week now,
Someone shouts.
along with just
Grandma never
really busy
took off
times
that
in
ring.
DDO and
He's
Lotro
dead.
land. So I have not even had time to do like holiday grocery shopping or anything yet. I'll be doing all that tonight, I think.
Rushes into the chamber. You think you've won against the onslaught of Knoll cultists, but then another wave floods in.
Well, Psychosis, you should be pretty happy then. Blade Forge are going to be 75% off here.
Not a single
And
cultist
this,
remains
starting this
standing.
afternoon.
The Outlanders cheer, relieved that they can finally leave the borderlands behind.
Those fools! I can't believe they took the bait!
Eula stands beside Oro, who laughs with her. There must be more to these two than it initially seemed. With Chief Bloodgleam and the other cultists out of the way, Eula and
Oops,
Oro
don't
can
forget the chest here.
finally escape into the wilds
Like I almost did.
together. As they turn to leave,
So,
Eula tells you
I don't
to
know
hold
how many
on to the
people
charm of
are
evil
aware of
chaos
this,
she gave you.
but you
In case you need
can
help
feed...
defeating the rest of
So
the
the
cult.
low-level named heroic loot and Keep on the Borderlands drops a lot. It's not meant to be particularly rare gear. It's to help people gear up at low levels in that. It does deconstruct for sentient XP, so you can actually crunch it down for sentient XP. Now, you only get like 1 XP per item, but all adds up. I'm still looking at like, what, 20-some... I mean, and I've easily picked up 20 items here, and so I just have been kind of just circling that stuff around. Alright, I'm going to
Judging from the
refresh
old
Facebook here.
bones
For some
scattered on the
reason,
floor, something
the
large
last
and
comment I have is
dangerous
from
has lived in
41
this cave
minutes
for
ago.
some time.
That doesn't seem right.
But the flicker of torchlight ahead suggests that there have been some more recent arrivals.
Yep, that's not. Alright. Shouldn't cookies be able to be put in the shared bank where you output arrows, augments, etc., but you can't? That was a decision we had to make, and ultimately we decided to put it in the crafting bag. Oh, question is about mounts for Maybar. Will there be Reaper mounts? We have not announced any kind of mount plans for any future Night Rebels. Wouldn't surprise me if we did something like that in the future. But nothing to announce right now. Will there be Reaper mounts? I assume by that you mean goals for hitting Reaper XP, like kind of some exclusive mount. We haven't actually discussed at all our other plans for mounts other than they will be available, you know, both in the DDO store and through content in a variety of ways in the future. And they're currently available in Keep on the Borderlands and the Keep on the Borderlands bonus items bundle. I mean, I would expect to see them in content in maybe festivals, you know, all sorts of different things. And, you know, the kinds of mounts I'm sure will grow over time quite a bit as well.
With the beast monster defeated, you must now confront the creature he tried to tame.
Alright, for some reason I missed the last 40 minutes of Facebook chat. It just didn't update until I refreshed the page. Yeah, Tim, I actually have done a voice for a sentient gem. That was semi-accidental in that it really began its life as a placeholder, kind of an in-development sort of placeholder thing, while we were working on the tech, and then we found ourselves in a position where we were one short on sentient gems. This decision was made to put in the game, so, yeah. Can I just say this is a super easy XP farm,
make the beast into a weapon
this quest.
they could use against the residents of the valley.
I mean, the gear's pretty good for level 1 gear, but even then, I've just been crunching it down for sentient stuff because you get a lot of it. Yes, wilderness chests will ransack. That's actually a very good point, Wilburster. So I have heard some comments on the drop rates of qual feathers. And while that's certainly, you know, perfectly valid criticism and something that we may well end up doing something about in the future, I could say, at least initially, that I think some of the why are they so rare that we're seeing is because people are in the early stages of chest ransack and not aware of it. So just so you know, wilderness chests will ransack. And eventually you'll get the message. But you actually get a slight deterioration before then in terms of availability of loot. So people who perhaps are farming a lot and are not yet at the point of hitting chest ransack might actually be seeing a slightly lower drop rate, and that might explain some of what we're doing here. So you can find out all the formal numbers if you want to on the DDO wiki, but it's something like no more than... I don't even want to say a number right now. I need to look it up. Shepard, the issue of that one, at least that one quest door being yellow and not gray, is something we need to fix for the future. I don't know if that's in the next week's patch or not.
You enter the cave.
Ransack is per character.
Eliminate another threat to the residents of the keep.
So you can switch characters and keep hitting those chests, but that's what I'm saying. You might want to do that because if you're particularly if you're like, oh, they're not dropping for me, maybe try swapping a character, see if that helps things out. The other piece is, you know, these qual tokens are bound to account, so or qual feathers are bound to account, so you can, if you want to,
in the debris under the makeshift wooden walkway.
Farm it on a different character and then send it to the character that wants to get the mount.
The guard room door opens with the squeal of metal on metal, rousing the guards on the far side.
Yeah, I don't know what we're going to end up doing there. I think there may be some validity to putting these feather tokens potentially in these quest chests or something, but we'll see what we end up doing. Nothing to announce at this time. Yeah, I agree, Edward T. On your plan there.
As the door opens,
yeah, Epic Borderlands stuff drops easy too, and that's also for sentient XP. But you know, you may not be high level. Maybe you're on the reincarnation, doing reincarnation work or what have you, and so you might just be at low level. And this is a way to kind of farm up some easy sentient XP for your weapons. Granted, like I say, it's just a point or two at a time, but it all adds up. It's too easy to get mounts in DDO. Don't hear that too often. I don't think we would be in a position where, like, your scarecrow would ride a mount. That's a cool idea. But I think there might be some difficulty in making that a reality.
You hear the squeal of rats from the doorway ahead.
My understanding is qual feather tokens are not meant to be passed in chests. And the reason for that is because of all the people who are bringing in basically 5 multi-boxers to just take care of it that way. I think that's the case. At least that should be the case if it's not. In general, we don't really care that much about multi-boxing, but in this particular case, Where are we sitting? On here. Okay.
The red crystal begins to glow, and the sound of stone scraping on stone echoes out from the goblin's common area. A foul stench wafts out from this newly opened cavern.
I know, unpopular opinions, huh? Sorry.
This heavy iron-bound door is fitted with an unpickable magical lock. The door swings open on well-oiled hinges, startling the hobgoblin.
Mounted combat would be cool, but it's just not in the works at this time. That would be neat, though.
You hear the sounds of guttural chanting.
But the intention
coming
is
from
not
the
to be
chamber ahead.
a combat thing. It's just to get you there faster.
A magical barrier seals off the passage. Perhaps the magical runes on the wall are the key to opening it.
Cool, there we go. I know people like the idea of a follow command in MMOs. I myself am not a fan. It's not to say it would never happen, but I personally think I would probably be pretty opposed to a follow command in DDO. I think it's a not good idea. It's just going to open up all sorts of exploits.
A strange creature erupts from the ground as you approach. The Umber Hulk crumples to the ground, its heavy carapace clattering on the stones. Scrabbling and chittering can be heard from the hallway ahead.
Oops. Darn it. Yes, I am going the wrong way. There we go. Yeah, I mean, we've got all sorts of things you want to do. I don't see mounted combat making that list anytime soon. Oh, okay. Well, so Growler, if per usual, if if I say
Massive
one
iron
thing
gate bars
and the
its
actual
passage.
person who did the work says a different thing, trust the person who did the work. If Linabelle says it's not working as intended, then it's probably not working as intended.
The wall in the armory slides open, making barely a sound.
My comment was based really on kind of a series of assumptions,
The hobgoblin chief
which is that
out of his throne with a roar. The hobgoblin
I had
chief
heard a
stomps
conversation
the
about the
ground.
issue of potentially doing multi-boxing on Qual feather tokens because you're problematic behavior, as it were. And then because they weren't tradable in chess, I just sort of assumed that's the reason why. But if Linabelle is saying it's actually a bug, well, it's a bug then. Good enough. There is a little thing down here we can do if we want. Anyone able to take care of this? No. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. We can just head out if we want. Alright, that's cool. Got it. Cool. Finish out and finish out. I think I'll be calling it a show here in just a second. We got Samus Garobo that'll be coming up in just a minute. All right. So stay tuned. We got a bunch of stuff happening this afternoon and this weekend here on Dungeons & Dragons Online. Black Friday sales kicking off this afternoon. Mysterious Remnants boost. We got a small patch for next week. Festivalt begins next week. Oh, and join me on Friday from 4 to 7 p.m. Eastern right here on twitch.tv/DDO stream for a special Movember live stream. I'll be streaming from home and playing some DDO and hanging out and having fun. So mobro.co/Jerry Snook if you want to find out more about the Movember effort. Otherwise, hope you have a great holiday weekend if you're celebrating it. If you're not, hope you have a great weekend anyway. I'll talk to you all next week. Have fun.